If you and your spouse just saw those 2 pink lines on the pregnancy test, your mind just immediately starts racing. Thousands of thoughts and emotions come through. Is it a boy or a girl? How are we going to handle this? What about the nursery? Will they be healthy? But with just in a few weeks, those exciting thoughts, they can get overshadowed by a lot of uncomfortable realities. For mom, it might be the morning sickness that lasts for a long time, the fatigue, the heartburn, the back pain, all of those different things. For us guys, it's actually just more emotional and it's easy. We're just here to really support you. And so know that from my perspective is we have to support you through this. And when you feel that way, like just, oh my goodness, everything's miserable and my body's got to do a lot, you just don't know what to do. Now, you might go to your doctor, your OB, and they tell you that these signs are completely normal and just part of pregnancy. But something in your gut tells you this isn't how it should feel. I've talked to more of my friends and they don't all feel this way. And what I've been reading, it shouldn't be this way. What if I told you that umbilical cord between you and baby isn't just the physical connection, but there's emotions to it. There's a nervous system to it. It's not just carrying nutrients. It's acting as that neurological power cord connecting your nervous system, your hormonal system, and everything. And so with baby really developing and working so hard, it's no wonder that your body just doesn't feel great. But if it doesn't feel great, there's also some red flags that we want to educate you on and help you with to really understand this connection between mom and baby's nervous system so that you can feel better, so that baby has a better development, has a better birth. And so I want to dig in today to really these 5 key points that are going to talk about this, just how to be as healthy as you can be during pregnancy, how to recognize those red flags and really understand this connection better so that you feel confident and you feel ready to go for this pregnancy to have it be the healthiest ever. Now, first of all, this connection between mom and baby, the umbilical cord. Now that serves as both a nutrient pathway and a neurological power cord that directly connects the baby's nervous system to yours. Your autonomic nervous system now has to control and coordinate not just your bodily functions, but also support baby's development. So it's doing double duty, like it will for a long time when you have kids. When your nervous system is stressed and dysregulated, those stress signals are transmitted directly to developing baby, potentially affecting their growth and development, or even the future health outcomes. So they're sending you a lot of these hormonal changes, but then in the same way, you're sending them a lot of that stress. Now, this neurological connection explains why maternal stress during pregnancy has been linked to an increase of developmental challenges, behavior issues, chronic health conditions in children, simply because the stress matters. It's able to be passed. Now, these common pregnancy traits, a lot of times that we see, can actually be signs of nervous system dysfunction, and that communication back and forth is actually causing more stress than it needs to be. So as a mom, if you're having more morning sickness, fatigue, heartburn, back pain, pelvic discomfort, these can be extremely common. They affect up to, 70% of women, but they're not normal indicators of a healthy pregnancy. These are those red flags indicating that your nervous system is under more stress, that is more stuck in what we call sympathetic dominance, a chronic fight or flight state that disrupts these normal physiological processes. So you're sending that stress, but then baby again is causing your state to be in fight or flight. So again, it seems like this vicious cycle, but that's really what we call this term of subluxation and nervous system stress is. If they are present, they create tension not just in nerves and muscles and how you feel, but they also affect the organs, glands, digestions, emotions, hormones, all of these things. And this vicious cycle is where stress can lead to negative traits for you and for baby, which often creates more stress in itself. So if we know that it's going to happen and we know that life's stressful and we know where it's coming from, let's talk about how we work on it. And then what are some other options in our day and age now that maybe are more holistic or more natural to work on it. Now, in today's, medicalized prenatal care system, it's very well intentioned, but it can add to that maternal stress through the constant monitoring, testing, and the messaging through it. Again, like when you're doing a lot of ultrasounds, a lot of fetal monitoring, a lot of those things, those are looking for problems, and that's going to stress you out a little bit more. So I'm not saying these things by any means are bad, but they are more reactionary, and reactionary things cause us stress as parents. Dad and mom sitting there watching that ultrasound and just being like, okay, is everything okay? I've been there 4 times with my kids. It is very, very stressful, not just for ultrasounds, but for 4 different kids. So you can imagine the amount of stress that goes into that. It gets easier after the first one, right? You all know that if you have more kids, it just becomes easier. You do less for the 4th than you do for the 1st. I know you can't imagine that now if you've just had one, but trust me, when you get to the 4th, it is a little bit easier, if not a lot easier. So when we focus on managing the signs of the stressors, it can be tough because, again, everything reactive is being thrown at us. And so we need to look at not just measuring these things or even treating them with medications. We want to address the root cause that leaves, so many women just feeling more disconnected from their body's natural ability to nurture a new life. When you're sick, when you're struggling, when you've got morning sickness, and when your everything's in pain, you don't really feel like you've got a lot of extra energy to do that. The thing you have to know here is know you are not alone, and know there's got to be another test that you can do to track exactly how you feel. Because when you go to that OB's appointment and they're saying, hey, this is pretty common, 70% of people have this, that isn't very encouraging. But here's what you can know. There is technology that can help with this. One piece of technology that measures the nervous system that is incredibly valuable is called heart rate variability, HRV. If you have followed our page, you have heard all about this. This testing provides valuable insights into your autonomic nervous system. That's the systems, organs, glands of the body. This is really, really important during pregnancy, because other than the traditional prenatal testing, this looks at how flexible, how adaptable, and how resilient your nervous system is. This actually correlates with better maternal stress, better quality sleep, improved cardiovascular health, enhanced immune function, and even good hormonal balance. Now, this HRV is used in congruence with what we call insight scans, including what we call a thermal scan, so thermography, and then a neurosensory EMG testing, and these give us a complete picture of your nervous system and the function of it. These scans actually look at the function rather than just the feeling or the symptoms, which is amazing, because I know so many moms-to-be that will put up with anything feeling wise, as long as they know the function is okay and baby's healthy and they're gonna be good in the end. And that's really what this test actually reveals. It shows us what's happening at a deeper neurological level so we know how it's functioning. And you know what's cool? It actually helps feel better too when we address that function. So how do we help your nervous system not only feel better, but function better? This is where a neurologically focused prenatal chiropractic comes in. It really looks at the root cause. Instead of just managing pregnancy signs, neurological focused prenatal chiropractic care identifies these patterns of stress, the subluxation we call it, where the nervous system just gets less efficient, it gets dysfunctional. And through gentle, easy adjustments, it's designed to stimulate things like the vagus nerve, like the parasympathetic nervous system, to help shift your body out of this chronic stress mode and into rest, digest, and grow mode, helping you sleep, helping hormones to balance, and help baby to grow and develop as they should. As care progresses and your nervous system becomes more balanced, most women actually noticed improvements in those same things I mentioned: sleep, digestion, energy, mental clarity, and then even morning sickness a lot of times begins to start to calm. Now, this approach not only will improve your pregnancy experience, but like I said at the beginning of this video, it helps babies' development. It can lead to easier births and deliveries with fewer interventions, and it is so amazing to look at the root cause and really the natural side of it with the nervous system. So if you are new to this, or maybe this is even your 4th, 5th, or 6th child, and you are just a skilled pro about it, I promise you, addressing the nervous system, measuring it first, and looking at how it can help is really the key to helping your prenatal and pregnancy experience go so much better. Your pregnancy doesn't have to feel like a struggle where there's a ton of stress. We want to help you get to the root cause and help you enjoy this journey while giving your baby the strongest start possible. If you have more questions, click the link in our bio to learn more about prenatal chiropractic care. We would absolutely love to help.